hang on before I start. I know the title seems a little radical, it seems a little crazy. Has she lost her mind?
Maybe.
But I would like to ask you guys to watch this video with an open heart and an open mind. Really try to understand what I'm saying and try to understand that everyone's recovery path is going to be different. Having said that, hi, how's it going?
Terrible.
Great. So this video might seem confusing if you have not seen this video. I posted it like 10 days ago or so. I don't know when I'm gonna post this video. In that video, I talked about my struggle with alcohol and that I had been drinking for 2 months and really struggling with it. So if you have not seen that video, maybe watch that video first. Otherwise, this video is going to seem kind of all over the place, like it doesn't make sense. If this is the first video you're seeing of me, hello. My name's Jess. I'm a person in long-term recovery who has been to prison, and this channel is my crazy life story from addiction and prison and all kinds of things. If you want to follow me on any other social media platform, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Patreon, all of that is linked in the description box down below, as well as my vlog channel. And not that this matters in this video, I'm working on an updated house tour for you guys. I'm super excited because I've poured a lot of love into this house. All right, let's kick this thing off. So I kind of want to start by like clearing the air, so to speak. And what I mean by that is I'm never going to be abstinent. I was in abstinent-based recovery for 7 years, but even prior to that, I was forced into abstinent-based recovery. Probation, parole, prison, you know, they forced me into abstinent-based treatment. They forced me into abstinent-based programs like AA and NA, and that's just not what I believe in. It's not who I am. I don't believe in abstinence for everybody, but I am also very well aware that some people have to be in abstinent-based recovery, and that is how they survive. That's very much who they are, and I don't want this video to sound as if I'm trying to take anything away from people that are abstinent, because I am not. I'm just trying to convey that my journey is my journey, your journey is your journey, someone else's journey is theirs, and theirs alone. We should not give unsolicited advice on someone else's recovery. I want to just clear the air and say, I will never be abstinent, and that is okay. It's my journey. I think people have a really hard time when they hear that, because we've kind of been taught forever that the drugs and the alcohol, that's the problem, and if you stop doing that, then your life will get better, which, okay, there's a lot of truth in that. But if you don't find the core reason as to why you picked up in the first place, where you were mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, if you don't find out the reason why you picked up, over time, it still will dig at you, right? The reason why I drank a beer at 12 years old was because of what was going on in my life at the time. So there's this huge conversation in the recovery community about choice theory. Well, it was your choice to pick it up. It was your choice to use drugs. Okay, but what was going on in the person's life at the time? Were they going through physical pain, mental health pain? Was that person mismanaging their pain by using drugs and alcohol? Or were they doing the best that they could with the tools that they had at the time? So we just need to be a little bit more gentle when we're talking about addiction, when we're talking about substance use disorder, when we're talking about mental health issues. Be a little more gentle and more understanding. Just because one person is not in abstinent-based recovery, but you are, it doesn't mean that they're trying to take anything away from you. I'm only trying to say that we should not be shitty or judgmental towards someone that is working a different pathway of recovery. So to kind of go back to my first point is I had to figure out why I picked up in the first place so that I could heal long term. So I was in abstinent-based recovery for 7 years. Once I was off parole, I couldn't handle it anymore. I couldn't handle the fact that I was not treating my mental health, but I knew very clearly that I have depression and PTSD, and at the time, 7 years into my recovery, I did not want to be put on medication. I didn't want to take SSRIs. I just didn't. Not that there is anything wrong with that. It just wasn't the journey that I wanted to go at the time. So my doctor and I, and my therapist and I, we discussed cannabis for my mental health, for my PTSD, insomnia, and depression. Insomnia being the biggest issue, and then depression was a very close second. So I've used cannabis for a couple of years now, and I've had great success with that when I actually smoke or take an edible and I feel better. For whatever reason, depression, even though I have a checklist that I go through every day, sometimes I can't do the checklist, like go outside, exercise, eat right, drink water, use cannabis, all those things, right? Even though I know what will make myself feel a little bit better. Sometimes chronic depression is chronic depression. You don't have the strength or the energy to even get out of bed. It's difficult to take my medicine when I am really struggling with depression. So I will never be abstinent. And for me personally, that means that I will use cannabis in some form until I die, you know? Like, please roll a blunt and stick it in that coffin, bro. Please smoke a blunt if you smoke on the day that I die. Let's celebrate my life, and I mean that. I believe in it. I believe in every component of that plant, from CBD to THC. By the way, if you love CBD products, but you demonize THC products, no, the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. It's the same plant, it's just different cannabinoids on the plant, so weird. You know, I've literally had people tell me that a CBD mask is drugs, getting you high. Like, no, Becky, my CBD lavender face mask does not get me stoned. Anyway, cannabis, I will always use that. I am on medication for my ADHD, and I will, on occasion, drink alcohol. Well, wait, hold on, Jess, you were just struggling with alcohol. Why do you think that you can drink alcohol? Well, because I have, for years and years, had a drink at dinner. I crossed a line when I started buying alcohol and bringing it into the house, and I was taking shots because I was going through a very traumatic event that I have not talked about publicly yet. I'm not ready to. It's something that is still currently happening in my life, which makes no sense probably right now. I was drinking every day because I was hurting, but right now in this moment, I'm working through the reason why I started to drink on a daily basis. What drove me there? What was going on in my life at the time? Because that is the problem. The alcohol was the solution. The problem I am working through in therapy, and I'm feeling a lot better with it. I am actively working out and trying to eat better, and I make sure that I don't miss a therapy appointment, and I make sure when I'm feeling overwhelmed or I'm stressed out, I reach out to people, and that's something that I wasn't doing. I know in that first video, you either heard friends in the background or you saw my friends drinking with me, and a lot of people commented, they're not real friends if they're drinking with you. Here's the thing, I was not honest with them about what I was currently going through. I wanted to just forget about it. I didn't want to bring it up. And even in the moments where I did bring it up, a couple of my friends were like, whew, girl, you need a drink. Not thinking that I had a problem because I had drank a couple of drinks at dinner, you know, for however long I've been out of prison. They didn't know the extent of what I was going through. They didn't know that I was drinking alone at home at night when no one was around. Like, they didn't know that. Not only did they not know that I was struggling, they also are not responsible for my behavior. You know, my friends are not responsible for my behavior. I am. It is my responsibility to heal. It is my responsibility to make sure that the thing that caused me to drink every day for over a month and a half, maybe 2 months, I don't know, it's important that I heal that. That's the problem. Alcohol is not the problem. What I was going through is the problem. The reason why I went on that tangent is because I am not going to beat myself up if I have a drink. I'm not going to do that. Every day I'm going to wake up and do my best and try to be my healthiest, and I'm going to put in the effort. But if I have a drink, I'm not going to beat myself up, put myself down, shame myself. I'm not going to live in that negativity. I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to wake up the next day and try to do better than I did yesterday. That's all I can do. I don't want to put that added pressure on myself. I don't want other people to be uncomfortable if they want to have a drink at dinner or something. I don't want to live like that. I won't live like that. I won't focus all my energy on alcohol when the problem is much deeper. So right now I'm focusing my energy in working out what I'm going through in my life with my therapist. I'm in individual therapy, I'm in couples counseling, and I'm really working on myself in this moment. I'm working through a lot of stress and personal things in my life. I'm doing better mentally with that. What's crazy is, you know, I'm even spending less time on my phone. I'm reading books to make myself just do a little bit better mentally. So once my mental health is back on track, alcohol is not going to be an issue. What is always going to be an issue, I think, is my broken knuckle. I would love to see an x-ray on this because when I feel this knuckle, it's normal. And then I felt this one, it feels like it was split in half. It's still very, very sore and it's been 3 weeks. Oh my God. Every time I bump it on something or tap it on something, or, you know, maybe one of the kids like bump me, it hurts, dude. I definitely broke it. Okay, so I asked you guys what questions you had for me, so let's go to that. So there's a lot of questions about Reese, and I'm not gonna speak for him. He at some point will probably come on the channel and talk about, you know, what he saw. He has said in a previous video that he does drink. I can't speak for him. Hopefully he will make a video about what he saw and how it impacted him, how it impacted our relationship. So I guess I'll just leave it at that before I ramble. Does it make you wanna go back to your old ways when you were under the influence? No. My old ways are dead. I don't want to pick up drugs because I struggled with Tito's, you know, and I think that is kind of the confusion, is that for some people that is a very quick and very slippery slope. For me, I have no desire to use drugs. During the course of my recovery, both in and out of prison, I've helped people in their recovery journeys, and that is kind of messy sometimes. I've seen drugs, I've been around drugs, I've thrown drugs away. I have no desire to use drugs. It's not gonna make me go back to my old ways. My old ways are dead. I'm a boring mom that had a rough couple of months. Did the kids ever see you drink? Now I know that I'm gonna get hate for this, but yes, my kids saw me have drinks at dinner. My kids saw me have a couple of drinks at home. I believe my kids only saw me drunk one time. I would start drinking before they went to bed, but when it first started, I would only drink when they went to bed. So I was trying to hide it from them. And then, you know, over time, I would start drinking at 6 p.m.
Of course, my battery died.
Kids are smart. They know, you know, even when you think that you are shielding them from that, they still know. So I have talked to my kids about, you know, moderation and healthy amounts of alcohol. We talked about it because no matter how good I might have thought I was hiding it, kids are really smart and they pick up on things, and they've overheard conversations we've had about it. So I am the kind of parent that wants to have these open discussions about everything from mental health to physical health to addiction and all of that. But I also really want to talk to them when I'm not being the best mom that I could be, and when I mess up. And I ask them for their critique. Actually, I ask them, is there anything else I could be doing better? I think it's important in my personal parenting style to not be the authoritarian, but to let them know that this is a safe space and you can critique me. You can tell me if you don't agree with something that I'm doing, or if, you know, something that I said hurts your feelings. I want them to constantly come to me and tell me these things so that they're not bottling that up, so that they can trust me. I am doing that with them so that when they make mistakes as they get older, that they're comfortable enough to come to me, because I'm not going to judge them, shame them, punish them. I'm not going to punish them for their feelings, their emotions, you know, even a lot of mistakes that they might make. I'm not going to. I want them to know that this is a place of trust and love. Since we're on the topic, I want my kids to know, if you ever find yourself at a party and everyone's drinking, and then the person that was supposed to drive you home has been drinking, call me. If you find yourself at a party and you are drunk and you were supposed to drive home, call me. I will come get you. I never want them to think, I can't call my mom, she's gonna kill me. I want my kids to grow up knowing, I'm in trouble, I have to call my mom. That is what I want. I think punishing teenagers and yelling at them and disciplining them and being overbearing and controlling and not understanding and not validating what they're going through, I think that is how you lose teenagers. That's my personal opinion on it. I could make a whole video on it if you want me to, but I recognize what kind of pushed me away as a teenager and what led to a lot of my issues. And I don't want to make the same mistakes with my kids. You know, we are raising humans, real ones. I'm not gonna get this right all the time. I'm not perfect. I'm a human being. I make mistakes too. That was a ramble. Do you believe in California sober? Yes, it's just different terms for the same kind of thing. We're human beings. We don't want to be in pain. We don't want to hurt. If you're alive and you're thriving and you're doing really well and your recovery looks different than someone else's recovery, then hell yeah, do you. Stop judging people for recovering differently than you. Stop judging people for being on medically assisted treatment, cannabis, mental health medication. Stop doing that. Stop judging people for drinking alcohol in their daily life when they struggled with a heroin and meth addiction for 10 years. I think a lot of the terminology in the recovery community is fucking toxic. And maybe that sounds harsh, but I don't like the idea of calling somebody clean, because then it sounds as though if they are not abstinent, that they are dirty. It is negative verbiage. I don't like it. I don't even like all the boxes we try to put ourselves in recovery, like abstinence, or I don't like it. I don't like it. We're just human beings trying to do better than we did yesterday, right? So like, chill out, man. Does it feel like an urge to drink or more like a craving? I will say that I definitely still have cravings for alcohol. I definitely want to drink. I'm fortunate enough though that I didn't go through detox or withdrawal from alcohol, so thank you. I didn't go through that. But there are plenty of nights where I want to drink and I am choosing in this moment not to, and choosing to use cannabis instead, because for whatever weird reason, if I smoke or take an edible, I don't want to drink, you know? Cannabis cures everything, I'm pretty sure. So yes, I still have cravings, but like I said, if I drink today, I'm not going to beat myself up and be really toxic and negative to myself and allow other people to shame me for that. I'm just gonna do my best to be healthier tomorrow. You know, it's all I can do. I'm not going to sit here and act like this is going to be a pathway of perfection, because it's not. I'm gonna sit here and tell you guys that I'm gonna do my best to be as healthy as I can be today, and I'll worry about tomorrow. Who are the people that encourage you to drink or drink with you? Are they new friends? No one encouraged me to drink. The people that were drinking with me are friends I've known all my life, except for one of them as a new friend. My drinking is not their responsibility. They did not know that I was going through something so much deeper than just being stressed out and wanting to drink that day. It's not their fault, it's not their responsibility. I want to be very clear about that. How did I know I had a problem? I just woke up one day and felt like shit. My hand was broken. You know, it caused a lot of problems in my personal life, and one morning it just clicked, like, you need to stop drinking. This is bad. And actually, that's not true. The whole time I knew that I needed to stop drinking that much. It became my coping mechanism and my tool. And once that became my routine, I kind of got stuck in that until that one morning I woke up and my hand was broken, and I filmed that whole video crying, and I just was done. And now a few weeks in, I just don't want to put tons of pressure on myself. You know, I'm gonna do the best I can. Was it scary to open up about your struggles on YouTube? It's always scary to make videos like this, you know, because people are very opinionated. But the reason I continue to do so is because I get so much love and support and kindness. The Ride or Die crew, my subscribers, y'all keep me going. You guys give me the confidence and the courage to continue to film really hard videos. You're the reason this channel keeps going. You're the reason why I am more comfortable and confident on YouTube. You guys do this. I don't think I would have had this confidence without you guys. And I mean that in my recovery, in my own skin. YouTube has done incredible things for me because it has allowed me to meet people like me, like weirdos, trash pandas, people in the recovery community, people that struggle with the same trauma that I struggled with, people that have been to prison, loved ones of addicts. We have built an incredible community on this platform, and not a day goes by that I am not grateful for you guys. Not a day goes by. Every interview I do, every collab that I do, whether they include it or not, I always say, the Ride or Die crew is with me in everything that I do. I'm going to be in a magazine next month, and you know, I was giving this interview for this magazine, and I must have said 3 times, you know, the only reason you know my name is because my subscribers watch my videos and share my videos. It's the Ride or Die crew. That's how you found me, you know, and that never escapes me, and I just want to say thank you. A lot of what I have talked about is harm reduction, and I know I say this in almost every single video, but I work with a treatment center called Groups Recover Together. They are both online and in-person treatment program. They believe in all of the same things I believe in. I am incredibly grateful to work with such an amazing team. They focus on opioid addiction, which is wiping out this generation, if you have not noticed. I get goosebumps thinking about it. And they are out there day in and day out trying to save lives. Harm reduction means so much to me, so I had to partner with a treatment center that believes in harm reduction. It took me a long time and a lot of interviews to find groups and work with them. I have turned down so many treatment centers that were abstinent-based or that I just didn't truly believe in. So if you know someone struggling with opioid addiction, please reach out to me via my hotline. It's always linked in the description box of every single video. All right, you guys, I'm gonna end today's video here. As always, I love you guys. Stay safe, stay in recovery, whatever that looks like to you, because there is no wrong way to recover, and don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. Bye, you guys.